Hey, it's Nick Starship. Welcome to another video. I'm trying something different today. I'm going to try uploading in 1080p. So let me know in the comments how that goes. Probably going to be streaming later this week. Hopefully the hard mode, the Steel Path, is released. But I just wanted to give everybody an update quickly on the Arcane Energize markets. Alright, so we've had already 2 videos on this. You can check them out on the channel. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the graphs on the Warframe Market website. This is an estimation, not a, oh yeah, I can 100% for certain trade somebody this. It's more of an estimation. It's more of like a reference point, okay? So this is Arcane Energize. I'm going to be only showing you the max set graph, and then I'm going to show you the order for the rank 0 and how much they cost and all the orders and such. All right, so this is the 90-day graph for Arcane Energize. All right, so as you can see, it was worth about 2,000 plat and about 1,900 plat. This was back in March. Now, on April 1st, okay, not an April Fool's joke, the Scarlet Spear was announced. Now, keep in mind, it is now June. So about 2 months, 2.5, 3 months ago, there was the Scarlet Spear, and the price dropped significantly, down to 500, almost 600 plat, because everybody was trying to liquidate their Arcane Energizes. And then the Scarlet Spear came out, and the set just kept dropping, all the way to its lowest point, which is towards the end of the Scarlet Spear event, which is about, I think it was like April 27th or something like that. And finally Arcane Energize settled at a price. Okay, it was about, I think it was like 10 or 15 plat per Arcane, and you remember you need 21 of them. So you just multiply whatever the number times 21 equals what a maxed is, generally, and the convenience of trading it. So they settled around 300-ish plat. Sorry, that's my alarm. About 300-ish plat. Okay, so over the course of the last 2.5 months, Arcane Energize has been making a steady increase in plat. You know, a couple plat here and there, you know, maybe 5 plat, 10 plat every few days. Okay? And keep in mind, you have 21 of them you need. So it might be just a decimal point, but the max rank one is what's increasing it. So that means the regular averages are going to be increased. Until we get to today, June 26, 2020, where the price is approaching 700 plat. Okay, as you can see based on this graph here, we can remove the average price. It is a steady incline. Now, based on all my years of trading, keep in mind I have over 100,000 plat on my account, that this will only increase as more players are introduced to the game and more people have a demand for Arcane Energizes. Keep in mind that a lot of players can still earn Arcane Energizes through Nightwave, and they can actively farm them through Eidolons. But with the introduction to Scarlet Spear being a reoccurring event, this steady incline can shoot back down at any point when the event is reintroduced, which they have not announced when that would be, how soon that would be. It's most likely going to be like Plague Star, where they do it every 10 to 12 months or 13 months. So, with that being said, it might come out again prior to the new war. It might come out next year, in April next year. Who knows? So, is it worth investing in Arcane Energize right now? It is worth buying one if you absolutely need one. It's only like a 300 plat difference. This is the lowest point. Arcane Energizes will not drop below 10 to 15 plat each. The lowest point that they can get is 300 plat. They will not drop any less than that, ever. You can have my word on that. The only way that it would drop less than that, with the way things are, is if they introduce Arcanes to like hard mode or some sort of other way to farm other than Eidolons. Okay, I know that Arbitrations introduced Arbitration Arcanes, but I don't think they're gonna add Energize to to anything like that. Maybe a buy shop or something, or a point shop similar to Little Duck's Scarlet Spear thing. But that's why it was so cheap, because you could be absolute garbage at Scarlet Spear, but if you grinded enough, you could buy yourself an Energize, and that's why they were cheap, because people who didn't have Energizes, like myself, now we have one, because I was not going to spend 2,000 plat on an Energize. Now I have almost 9 maxed Arcane Energizes. I have over 168 Arcane Energizes. That's a lot. That's quite a bit. That's a lot of plat. It's about, if I were to sell them at 2,000 plat each, that's about 20,000 plat. Maybe more like 18,000. So, what I plan on doing is, I'm going to try to wait until they get to at least like the 1,000 mark, and then sell mine. So, because I spent maybe 100 hours in that. So if I'm not making at least 10 plat an hour, it's not really worth my grind. But, you know, as a new player, you know, if you're coming to the game, is now the time to buy Energizes? It was 2 months ago. It's still worth it. They really only doubled in price, but it's gonna get more expensive. So if you really need one, buy one. As soon as possible, buy one. The volume traded per day, remember, this is maxed Arcanes, is about, on average, maybe 40 to 50. It looks like more like 40 to 35 maxed Arcanes per day. You can assume that means that there are either some high-rolling traders out there buying a bunch of them to hold on to them, and then they're going to sell them, or that those are new players coming in, buying platinum, saw a YouTube video, said, oh, I need Arcane Energize, and then they went out and had to go buy one. So if you keep in mind this graph, there's plenty of them. So we're going to go off this graph now. You know, use this as a reference point. We're going to go and check out the orders for maxed Arcanes and all that. So here we are. So as you can see, 30 plat. There used to be a bunch of 30 plats, I think, when I made my last video, or they were like 20 or 25. Now that's all 35s and 40s. Now keep in mind, these guys have hundreds of them. Hundreds. So you're looking at these people having to be bought out by 5 to 10 different people if they're buying a maxed Arcane's worth of Arcanes before that they get off this listing. If they're legit, okay, so to speak. But in the top right corner, what you have to realize is this margin of people selling Arcane Energizes is quite high. And I think mine's listed somewhere. It was around here, but I'm on invisible mode because I'm not on Warframe at the moment, but I will be. But in addition to that, look at all the people who are offline selling Arcanes for 35 plat. These are all active traders, because otherwise their 10 plat listing would still be there. So all these guys are active traders. We're talking about thousands, probably close to 2,000-3,000 people or more having a listing for Arcane Energize here. What's promising, though, is that, yeah, there's a lot of 35s, but it goes up to 40 and 50 plat, as you can see. And 45 and 50. It looks like 50 is a magic number. There's a lot of 50s. So that means expect Arcane Energize within the next 2 to 3 months to basically be around double its price, which is great. I'd sell at that. I would sell at 1.2k just to be safe. You know, the few hundred plat difference doesn't really mean much to me. Will someone be able to profit off that? Maybe. But I'd rather profit for sure, because it didn't cost me anything except time for those Energizes. And I could do it again. I had over 1 million score in Scarlet Spear. I could do it again when it comes out. I don't care. I only spent like 100 hours. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked the event. I don't know why people didn't run it. It was hella fun. I really liked it. But yeah, so is it worth getting Arcane Energize? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let's look at rank zeros. About the same thing. They used to be about, what was this, 76? So if they get back, if they could jump up to 45 or 50, that's still pretty good. That's like 60% of what it used to be. Yeah, right now, see that they're selling from 15 all the way up to 30 in the past 2 months. So it looks like it goes up by about maybe 5 plat every month. So we just gotta wait a long time. I'm looking forward to the hard mode though. That has to come. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the new war. I'm looking forward to whatever updates they decide to come out. The new prime frames this year. There's a lot of things going on in 2020. Just not a lot of things that have been built for hype. And now all we have to do is kind of speculate. There's not really anything in Warframe right now on their website that's like, oh yeah, man, the next new big thing, man. I can't wait. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's the new war. Devere Paradox got postponed till 2021. You've got the new Warframe. What is it called? The Broken Warframe. Potentially, they're going to expand the Parvos Deadlock Protocol. They still have to finish up Nightwave, which are still on 2 out of 5. And they still haven't made the third orb yet for the Fortuna. So I imagine a Fortuna rework coming within the next few months or something. Or an expansion to Fortuna with Parvos. I would expect that to probably happen. That actually seems... Yeah, that actually makes sense now that I think about it. Yeah, if Parvos was to, put some pressure on Fortuna, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something there to happen. But yeah, there's not really much. We got the new Prime frames, but they haven't shown off any. I think it's Nezha Prime and Anaros Prime coming, potentially. And we've only had, what was it, two frames this year? We've had, no, has it only been Protea? Was that the only frame this year? I don't remember. I don't know. It's been a while. And then you got any other remastered stuff that they're trying to work on? Railjack needs to be worked on. We still haven't had Corpus enemies in Railjack, and it's been almost 6 months. When that was the first enemy type that they showed off during TennoCon 2018, 2019 was Corpus, But I think the remaster to the Deadlock Protocol was kind of needed. I think that was cool. I like the new Corpus ships. I hope they implement them in Railjack. I hope they implement Squad Link. Yeah, that's another thing, Squad Link. Don't forget about Squad Link. They've been hyping that over for about a year and a half. Man, Squad Link. That was crazy back when Scarlet Spear was out. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, the partner program. So I didn't go over this in any videos because it didn't really affect me as a player. Do I know partners? Yeah, I've had brief conversations with like Lazar, and I've traded with a couple other partners and stuff like that. But if you think about it, it doesn't really affect the game that much. It just affects the game's exposure, and how they're viewed and perceived by the public. So with the new creator program that they're working on, I'm looking forward to that. Would I apply for the creator program? It depends on their guidelines, and it depends if they do it right. Because from an outside, that's the word. From an outside perspective, the partner program was always kind of like, do I really want to associate with certain people as my fellow partners? I would rather just be a creator that they take on and I get benefits, rather than be like identified as a partner. Now, don't get me wrong. I would want a glyph, or I would want my own, a little badge or something in game to let the people know and flex. I like flexing, but I don't really know if that's really what they want to do. So we just have to wait and see on that. Anyway, this is the Arcane Energize. Pick one up if you need one. It's only a 300-ish plat, 400-ish plat difference from when it was available. It'll probably drop again, but if you need one, you need one. So don't go spending your whole life savings on these. Go invest in something else. But yeah, I'm Nick Starship. Thank you guys for watching this video. I think this is gonna be the first video in 1080p, and I'll see you later. Peace.